Hey guys, how are you all? Hope so you all are doing well. Okay, so let's start the story without any further conversation. Please ignore the background voices. Jimin is coming. Jimin is coming downstairs. He stopped as he see Taeyang. Jimin, hey Taeyang, listen. Taeyang stop. He see him. Taeyang what? Jimin see. Jimin show him the ring. Jiang, wow, it's so beautiful, Jimin. Thanks, Jiang. From where you got this? Jimin, what you think? Jiang, Yoongi, Yoon gift you? Jimin, yes, he do. Jiang, wow, oh wow, amazing. Jimin, I know. Jiang, but don't this in your Jimin and why? May I know the reason? Jiang, of course, everyone is here. If someone noticed what answer you give, Jimin, leave this on me. He said, and Jiang don't understand. Jimin, this is what I also don't know, but with the passage of time, he tell me slowly. I know. Jiang, yeah, right. Zarim seems to be a good boy. Jimin, yeah, I don't understand what's all happening. Why Yoongi take this much big responsibility? Jiang, that's the thing. Let's see what happens. Jiang nodded, and Jungkook come. Jungkook, what you do? You do in mall? He asked from Jimin. Jimin, what I do? Nothing. Jungkook, no. You come home back. You said him you want. Jimin, yeah. So what? Jungkook, you are just making the things more for you. And if on the day we do something, you get with YoOngI, it's cause Jimin. Jimin, I don't care about anything. Jungkook, I can't do this. I can't pretend. I am so happy. Jungkook, I understand, Jimin. It's not so easy for you, but you listen us also. What we do when you are not ready to listen us? Jimin sighed. Jimin, I don't know anything. Jungkook, you know I am so much Jungkook, we and when we said you him, huh? We just said you to do a little bit drama. Can't you even do this for us? Jimin, it's not so easy, Jungkook. You are not understanding how much I feel when I have to go with him whenever he tries to. Jungkook, I understand you. When I said I don't understand you, huh? The thing is this, Jimin. The thing is this. You all want me to be a and do as you all is saying. Jungkook sign as Jimin being stubborn here. Taeyang saying all. He is not understanding what's happening. Jimin, who stand on the Yoongi, who stand on the stairs, seeing everything coming downstairs. Finally, and look at them. Yoongi, what's all happening? Jimin, what you think after causing problems, huh? Yoongi, and something serious happens? He said, Jungkook signed. Jungkook, I don't know. You see by yourself, he said, Dan. Yoongi looked at Jimin. Who seems to be so? Yoongi, well, I heard everything, and Jungkook is right, but Jimin is also right on his place, so let the things go like this. If really something happens, then Jimin spent his life with him. Jimin and you with your, huh? Yoongi-san is on the side. He is here for uh, some days. He go back London, so I stay here for my whole life. I see your photos and miss you whenever you come with your. I see you, Jimin. You know what, Yoongi? After hearing all this, I want to you more. He said, Yoongi chuckle. Yoongi, guys, take a chill. What you are doing? What you are doing? And Taeyang, why don't you set your bun to stay silent, huh? Taeyang, I am not understanding what's all happening. I am not understanding what's all happening. Kyung, he said with a sign, and Yoongi agree. Yoongi, me too. He murmured to himself, Yoongi, so now please, guys, Yoongi could speak more. Mates come, mate Jimin sir. Jimin, yes, major come to meet you. Jimin signed to see her. Yoongi, what again? What I don't do anything, she said, and they all sign. Mrs. Park come, Mrs. Park. I don't understand why they come on daily basis. I said them, you are sleeping now. You all may go in one room and sit there. Jimin, thank you so much, mom. Mrs. Park, I want this. Jungkook, you are seeing the future. Jungkook murmured and Yoongi signed him to stay silent. Mrs. Park, go from there. Yoongi, we are going. You all see what you have to do. He said and go upstairs, drag Jimin with him. Yoongi and Jimin. Yoongi and Jimin come in the room. Jimin, I don't. Yoongi, stay silent. Jimin, look at. Jimin, look at him. Jimin, I am tired from all this. Yoongi, I can't pretend more. He said and Yoongi, you know well you can trust me. He said, and Jimin nodded. Jimin, it's not all about trust, Yoongi. Sometimes I become tired to see all this. You don't know how much I feel to hide everything you give me. He said, and Yoongi see him. He on his forehead. Yoongi, let's forget everything for now. And let's forget everything for now. I'm sorry. I have flu. Okay. Look at Jimin. Okay. I don't let anything happen, he said, and Jimin see him, he nodded. Jimin, you always do this. Make me feel, he said, and Yoongi smiled. To see him, Yoongi, you know well how much Jimin and to he said, and Yoongi chuckled. To see him, the door knocked, and Yoongi take his steps back. Maid enter in the room. Maid, they go, ma'am is saying you can come now. I don't know why they also come. Okay, so I'm really not in mood to do voiceover. It's been 3 days. I don't know what I am doing. So let's see. Add Jimin. Okay. Jimin, why they come? Jimin, why they come? Maid, I don't hear much, but they want to do the day after tomorrow. Jimin signed to see her. Yoongi, you go, we come, maid. Can I set something? Yoongi, you also said, maid, if you don't, Jimin, sir, I add in your tea. She said, and go from there. Yoongi eyes widened to see her. Yoongi, what you said? Jimin starts laughing. Jimin, she said, right. Yoongi signed. Yoongi, that's good. You no need to pretend much. Jimin nodded. Jimin, I got Yoongi, we are same. He said, and Jimin signed to see him. And then he himself go downstairs. Okay. Himself go downstairs. Finally, the day of come. Everyone is waiting for the come. Mr. Park, wait, Anzo, he is not coming. Mr. Wang, he is coming, huh? He said, and they all start to see him, but he don't come. They come for they wait for more 1 hour, but but he don't come. Jimin himself come and stand on the Mr. Park. What you are doing here? Jimin, you guys are not coming, so I thought to come by myself. Mrs. Park, what's all happening, huh? Where is Inzu? She said try her best not to be happy. Mrs. Wang, he were here, but she stays silent and Mr. Wang wondering. Mr. Wang attend. Sorry, he said Jan. Cut the call. Mr. Wang, what Inzu? Everyone is shocked to see all this. Mr. Park, what's this, Wang? Mr. Wang, I don't know. It's not truth. My son want to get to Jimin. I know. Jimin started. Young Jimin is so good in acting. He whispered to he whispered to Jungkook, who nodded. Mr. Park, see, everyone is here. It's mean no one. Mr. Park, now what we do? She said, and Jimin, Mrs. Min Park, think with cold-minded. Do YoOngI and Jimin. We see the other things later. Mr. Park, no. If you said I do Jungkook and Jimin. Jungkook, no. I am with Taeyang. Only I don't get to Jimin. No, he said and signed Mr. Min. Mr. Min, think Park. It's about your son life. He said and Mr. Park feel himself so. Here he look at Jimin, who's Mr. Park. Okay, I do YoOngI and Jimin. He said and he said and they all become happy. YoOngI come and stand in front of Jimin. Jimin look at him and ask him how it happens with the eyes. YoOngI sign him. He tell him later. Mr. Park stand on the side saying all this. Park, Jimin, did you accept Min YoOngI? Jimin, I do. Jimin said, trying his best not to be so happy. Min YoOngI, did you accept? Park, Jimin, YoOngI, I do. You both me. He said, and YoOngI looked at Mr. Park and Jimin for him. They all is confused by seeing YoOngI. Mr. Park, you did something? YoOngI, what? I don't do anything, Mr. Wang. I can't believe. He said as. And okay. He said as he is feeling so. Mr. Park, how can Anza do this, YoOngI? You find someone for Jimin but him. He said then Jimin tried not to laugh. Mr. Park, you don't have any. He asked from Zarim. Oh, sign has no Zarim. No, I am happy. Even they each other. Mr. Park, you all is so weird. He said, and Mrs. Park, sign Mrs. Park, everything is fine. You are weird here. She murmured. Jimin starts laughing. They all smile and then him, so no one else. And the do they him, and he called his father and said just to his life. Moreover, he don't know who I am, who him. He said then. Jimin chuckled. Jimin, you are really too much. YoOngI smiled. YoOngI Zarim also go back in sometimes. YoOngI, you don't tell me about him. YoOngI signed. YoOngI Zarim was my secretary. He have who him on the and in London. You can't like this, so he have to me. It's just a contract, nothing else. I him when he's to he go London. Jimin, how he manage everything? YoOngI, I do his every. He nodded. Jimin, that's good. Simba, I'm proud on you. He said, YoOngI smiled. YoOngI, thank you so much. He said, and Jimin smiled to see him. Both talk with each other. Alright. Jimin sit on the bed. He is waiting for YoOngI to come. The door open. Taeyang and Jungkook come. They sit on the bed. Jimin giggled to see them. Jimin, you both here? Taeyang, yeah, where is YoOngI, huh? Jimin sign as no. Like he don't know. Jungkook, I want treat from him. I help him so much. Jimin giggled to Simba खेल रहा है Simba खेल रहा है. Jimin giggled to Jimin giggled to see him. Yoongi enter them. He see them and stop on his spot. Yoongi, what you are doing here? Jungkook, us. We are here. You give us treat. Yoongi, why? He also come and sit on the bed. Someone do by yourself. Yoongi signed to see him saying, now tell us, Yoon, why you zarim? Yoongi explained them also and Taeyang nodded to him, you do right. Yoon, I am proud on you, he said. And Yoongi smiled to see him. Jimin, so we want to eat. So what we want to eat? Yoongi, guys, this is my place. Do all this tomorrow. Jungkook, no, we are here. He said, and on the bed, Jimin and Taeyang chuckled to see him. Yoongi, seriously, you are smiling, Jimin, so what? You listen them. He said, and Yoongi signed. Yoongi, alright, what you want to eat? Here. Jungkook, why were? Hmm? Hmm. Why we sit? Sit. Sit. We sit here, talk with Jimin and with you. Taeyang, Yoongi, he is taking some kind of from us. He said, and Yoongi. He said, and Yoongi nodded. Simba. Yoongi, you are right. I don't understand what I do with him. He's really something. They all start to talk with each other, and after 30 minutes, the order come. Yoongi, seriously, you guys sit here and eat? Jungkook, yes. Taeyang, I call Zarim. Happening. Yoongi, auntie, see this. These people is here from almost 1 month, 1 hour. Mrs. Jungkook, we are hungry. So thought to ask them also. Mrs. Jung, don't forget you also get. Jungkook, it's okay. We will see on that time. Mrs. Jung to see them, and she looked at Jimin, who is busy to talk with Taeyang. Mrs. Jung, really, Jimin? You said them go. Jimin, why it's fun, auntie? Mrs. Jung, I don't understand. You kids, she said, and go from there. Alright. Jimin chuckle, he. One day. Jimin chuckle. Simba. Simba. Jimin chuckle, he go from there. Jungkook, best of luck. He said, and Yoongi at him, and then he go leave Jimin and Yoongi. Alright, Yoongi look at Jimin, who seems to be so happy. Yoongi, you are looking so happy. Jimin, yeah, I am. It's fun they were here, right? Yoongi, yeah, too much. He said and rolled his eyes, and Jimin signed. Jimin, he murmured, and about to stand up, and Yoongi, and where? Jimin, what? Yoongi, and where do you think you are going, Simba? 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 Huh. See him, Jimin, no, I do. No, Yoongi, no, he said, and okay, and alright. Simba? ओए सिम्बा यहाँ बैठा है. हाँ सिम्बा यहाँ बैठा है. मैं सदके जाऊँ. मैंने तो सिम्बा को ढूंढा, सिम्बा मिला नहीं है. नहीं, मैंने तो ढूंढा. बिस्मिल्लाह. ओए मेरा सिम्बा यहाँ बैठा था. मुझे तो मिला ही नहीं. हाँ सिम्बा यहाँ बैठा था. मुझे तो मिला ही नहीं. भागो. Alright guys, I am playing with my cat. Okay, so hope so you all like. If you like, then subscribe and tell me in comments. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. See you all in the next video. Bye.